I got all these diamonds dancing on my neck. You clap at the best, got me so impressed. And all these diamonds, they look like baguettes. I pull up on next, I got it the best, yeah. Just hop in the ghost now, you driving the ball now. You wanna go high? Tell me, you with the goal? You in the jungle, we slicing their throats. Who want the smoke? I'll let it go. You do it well, giving them hell. You got the bell, and I'm in my prime, waiting on 9. I know the vibe, and you polite. You look mad, good to me. I got all these diamonds dancing on my neck. You clap at the best, got me so impressed. And all these diamonds, they look like baguettes. I pull up on next, I got it the best, yeah.
Yeah, I'm riding around with my clip. I said hold me down and I'll pull you up, and it's all starting to make sense. I got diamonds on my neck, running up a check, haters all on my dick. So don't try my phone line if it don't sound like this, cause I'm in a vibe. I've been the realest, I know when it got me in line. Couple of bitches pulling up on me on the grass. Finally life in a turn up cause we getting right. Please be advised, we have arrived. Give me a vibe.
Look, I need a bitch that can bring me bottles. I've been locked inside and I got guala to blow. My bitch calling models and she got them all in line outside, and they gon' park in a row. When I walk in, I want them to all hit the floor.
All right. Welcome back to Late Nights with All Access. Myself, MikeAnthony. Right next to me, Miss Nat Boogie.
What's up, guys?
Miss Nat Boogie.
Hey.
And we're actually inside of Sangria on the Burg with special guest Chef Ceasar Zepeda. Thank you for allowing us to come in here.
Thanks for coming.
And you know what? It smells amazing.
Oh my God.
It smells amazing.
To try it.
So all of our followers that are tuning in right now, please make sure to like, comment, tag below your friends, and share, because we're going to be giving away 2 VIP tickets to the 2nd annual San Antonio Brunch Festival happening September 25th. You do not want to miss out, because why? Sangria on the Burg is going to be part of it.
Man,
we're going to win it.
Ooh,
he already said.
You didn't know that?
Yep.
He already said it. I got some competition.
I don't know who's coming. Participation award is what you're getting. That's it.
Am I one of the judges again this year?
We got to put you as a judge again this year. We do.
Yes, please.
Man,
thanks.
but it's amazing. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you, everyone that's tuning in right now, because usually we do this on a Monday night. But last night, what happened? What happened with this damn weather?
This weather was, I don't know, it came out of nowhere, too.
It did come out of nowhere.
I was literally about to go to smoke, and then I just started seeing, like, gray clouds, and I was like, hold up. And I checked the weather, and I'm glad I checked the weather, because it showed it was going to storm, and then next thing I know, all I'm seeing is posts about people not having power, so I'm sorry that happened to you.
We were cooking.
Oh my God, I can't imagine in the middle.
We had flash shots our phone. Just kept cooking, guys. Because we had this coming up, and I'm like, we're not going to be able to finish. There's no way. It was hard to cook in the dark.
I told him, I was like, can you hit them up and check and make sure that they're doing okay?
We're playing it here, like hour by hour.
I texted him, I was like, I don't know. I don't think this is going on, man. But anyways, I'm glad we're doing it today.
I'm glad we're doing it today, too, man. If you could smell everything that I'm smelling right now, you wish you were here.
Yes. So, you know what? Let's dive right into it. What are we looking at this moment?
So we, our friends from Heart Brand Beef, we used their outside skirt steak, which we did it on Culinaria Restaurant Week as a trial. Everybody loved it. I think when you try it, you're going to fall in love with it. And then we paired it with a chorizo risotto. So something we're familiar with something we're not. And very San Antonio flavors. So a risotto is very creamy, has cheese in there. Our hand-pressed corn tortillas. We're just going to try some tacos and see.
Oh, my God.
Taco Tuesday!
There you go.
Oh, it's fitting. It's a good thing that we did this on a Tuesday, then.
It worked out.
I had some tacos earlier for dinner. Nothing like this.
So
good.
It was just
ground beef, meat, corn tortillas, lettuce, cheese.
How did you have dinner knowing we were doing this?
Hey, I blame my brother. So shout out to my brother, because he's actually here. The other Caesar. His name's Caesar, right? And he's from Missouri, and he's staying with me. So I had to make sure we had dinner, and I was like, let's make some Taco Tuesday, not thinking that we're going to eat tacos over here right now. So
it smells so good. Wait, so can we, because I'm about to try one.
Oh, yeah. Try one of the drinks. What
made it happen for us is the Sangria flights. So we have red, white, grapefruit, and Jameson ginger. This is really what put us on the map. Like, people started taking pictures of this. We opened up like $5 in marketing budget, right? That's all we had. And this kind of like took off. And so everybody started, we've heard of beer flights and stuff like that. We were one of the first ones to do a sangria flight or anything else, and then margaritas, and then as you've seen, the rest of the world copied. So that's what happens.
Oh yeah.
So which one is this one?
That's Jameson ginger, grapefruit.
Jameson ginger.
They are all unique in their own. They obviously use Jameson alcohol. Then it has a ginger ale, a ginger syrup. So we really tried. The grapefruit has a grapefruit jarritos, grapefruit juice, and a grapefruit deep eddy. So they're all very into that flavor. If you don't like grapefruit, you're probably not going to like it. But if you do, you're going to love it. It's one of those things.
This is really, really good. It's like really refreshing.
Now, for all the viewers, if you're looking at me not drinking, is because I don't drink. It is actually sober September. So I don't know if people follow up with that, but if you do want to challenge yourself not to drink, this is the month to do it. Now,
I'll drink them all. Don't worry about it. I got you. I got this.
We do have our Topo Chico right here.
Weekends.
Yes, you know what? This past weekend, we were actually at a local event that has grown every single year. And two good friends of ours, David and Tone, they were actually our special guests last Monday.
Week.
And they do these annual Labor Day weekend events called Silent Disco. And it was downtown at the Hall of the Moon, and it was just amazing to see all the DJs, put their egos aside, just come together, put on a really huge event for the city, all ages, downtown. It was just amazing. I had a good time. Really good time.
I had a great
but
time.
I had to leave, so I was like, man.
I know. Samuel had to leave. I was there, man. We closed that place down. We ended up getting a section at Mercaba, and we just closed it down. So shout out to all the DJs. But it was really cool to walk up, and they were able to actually block off a street downtown for this.
Yes.
And it was really dope. But it's funny because you walk up, and it's like you can see something's going on. There's DJs set up and lights and then all types of people out there dancing, but you don't hear anything. So it's hilarious.
I know.
It looks so funny.
It
from
is
the
like
outside
people
looking
singing,
in.
and you're like, you're not having your headset on. You're just hearing people stomping and moving and singing off tune. I'm just like, what? And then I put it on, and I'm one of those people singing off tune and
That's
dancing.
awesome.
I was too,
like,
and I got caught. We were jamming out, and I turned around, and my friend's right here, and he doesn't have a headphone on. I'm like, fuck, you heard that? I didn't know you were standing there. So sorry, Swiss. I'm sorry you had to hear that. But no, it was fun, man. I had a good time.
Shout out to DJ Mignon because Mignon, he absolutely had everyone on blue. He was blue.
on for an hour and a half, and they were jamming out to him the entire time.
Yeah, he just killed it. Because you're able to see who listens to who. So there's red, green, and blue. And it kind of, as a DJ, it makes you step up your game because you want people to be tuning into you, And he just had, I saw 90% of the people that are out there were on blue.
That's an awesome concept.
That's amazing.
The whole thing's so
Oh,
It
yeah.
was. I used to think it was weird, before I ever tried it, because you're looking at it, it's you don't hear anything. What are these people doing? Everyone's dancing off beat to different stuff. But then when you're actually participating in it, you're like, this is a good time. And I had some people that I had invited, they hadn't done it yet before, and they at the end of the night, they're like, man, thank you so much for inviting me. This was so much fun. We need to do this again. Let me know next time y'all are going.
And
so
it
it was
the
really
day,
dope.
it's cool to do and find out about things like that. I don't know what you're talking about before. Now I'm like, that sounds like a great time. And I think our city is full of that. There's a bunch of things out there you don't think about till you do them, and you're like, man, this city's awesome. So I really love finding out new
You're
things like
coming
that.
next time.
You are coming
and
next
time.
You can have the food out there too.
You should have a little silent disco at the Brunch Festival. I'm just saying, a little area.
if
Next time when you have more time to plan it, that would be cool. I'm just
I
saying.
know,
We should
man.
make it happen.
It's been.
It's kind of my new favorite thing to do.
Remind me of
Silent
the
discos.
date. Brunch Festival.
September 25th.
September 25th. Okay.
The
I'll
day
be
you're
ready.
gonna win.
The day I'm gonna win.
The day he's gonna win.
I'll
Might
be the
win
judge
first
of
prize
that.
and second prize. There's a good chance.
I like the confidence. I like the
He's calling it
confidence.
out. He's saying it, people. First and second. Man. Now, how was your weekend? How would
Man, talk about new things.
Yes.
Went to Boston for the first time.
Boston.
Yes,
The
it was our
mean streets of
anniversary,
Boston.
and man, that city's amazing. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if you've never been. We kind of just pick a new city every year and just go. We literally picked it on Wednesday.
Oh, really?
Where do you want to go? Four cities. That's where we're going. And man, did all the stuff you have to do when you go there, all the touristy stuff, but also just hit up some amazing restaurants and probably tried the best oysters ever. I
Really?
don't think we have good oysters here compared to there. It's not even. It's tough.
Do you eat them raw
Yes.
or
Ooh,
okay?
yes,
Yes.
raw.
I don't
How-
know.
But
you don't eat them
they're
raw?
like
With
they're
some Tabasco.
I tried it one time and it was like no, I didn't even try the raw. I tried the like steamed or Rockefeller, something
Yeah.
like that.
Rockefeller.
Char grilled, whatever it is. And I couldn't like the texture, like the consistency.
So my
is
wife
just, like,
doesn't do it,
bleh.
and I was raving. I'm like, we cannot find this fresh. They were caught that morning, brought them in. They
Oh, wow.
just it was that fresh, and she's like, no, I don't eat. And then she tried them. She's like, wow, totally different than you eat them. Here.
Okay,
It's
maybe
that
I need to
amazing.
go to like a place that has like
Yeah,
good
clean,
oysters. Maybe that's what it
fresh.
is.
How is there a proper way to eating them so that people know? Because I always see so many different ways of people eating oysters. Like, is there a proper way of eating them?
I mean, you want to hook them up. They always have their little sauces, and you got to learn your right little concoction, a little Tabasco, a little horseradish, a little
Yeah.
their cocktail sauce. They have a house vinegar, and just kind of like little lemon juice, and just get it where that little nice little your kind of serum that works perfect, and just go down. That's it. It's easy.
Aren't
But
they
when they're that fresh, it was unbelievable. It was great.
Aren't they aphrodisiac?
I was.
He was ready.
Yeah.
Hey, you're ready.
Yeah. A couple days later, we're still ready. So
That's the way.
Good to know. Guess
Yep.
I'm trying oysters.
Yep. You're trying oysters.
they were great, but the food in general there was amazing. City was doing the mask thing everywhere. There was no question about it. It wasn't. It was just we felt very safe, and everything was run very well. And 70 degrees.
That's good weather.
60 at night. It was just perfect walking
Even
around weather.
perfect.
So-
When I go to sleep at night, I have to have it pitch black and cold, like 63 degrees cold. It, has
It
to be
was
cold.
awesome. So
That's good
walked a
weather,
lot
okay.
and just Boston.
What was some of the
never thought I'd be a
restaurants that
fan.
you tried that you actually like really loved and that you're gonna go back?
Salty Girl,
Salty Girl. That's a
Amazing.
name. That's
Salty
a,
Girl.
Salty
That's a
Girl.
good name.
awesome. That was just a lucky. It was right down the street
Instead
from
of
our
Thirsty
hotel.
Girl.
We just walked down.
Salty Girl.
I don't know if that's a good thing though.
I'm thinking
know.
Thirsty Girls.
Salty
and then
Girl's a good
Salty
thing.
Girl.
It was awesome.
San Antonio bringing that right now. You heard it.
Carmelina, the whole north side where the little Italy is, the Italian restaurants, they've been doing it for 100, 200 years. They have
Wow.
it down. They're really good. So the food scene was amazing.
As a chef, do you like to explore different restaurants and try different foods to maybe kind of incorporate, something from there to here?
It's all being written off as research and development for the business because that's what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
we get out there and we see how they're doing it and we see how they've been doing it. I can cook Italian. I think I can cook it pretty well until you go and have it where they make it. This is grandma's generations of grandma's
Yeah.
sauces, where it's just perfect. And damn, that's how they do it. And so going out there and learning, and I find it's research. I go out there and see what other guys are doing, and find little nuggets and bring it back to San Antonio and put my twist on it. So
I like
definitely, I love going out and learning.
Very dope. Do you ever do cooking classes or anything?
I don't. I haven't. We gotta have this of a setup for that, but that would be
Okay.
really
I
cool.
was just curious.
So one of the things that I told Caesar off cameras was that last year we had, a chef actually cook with us, right?
Yeah.
And that is something that we're working on with Chef Caesar so
Okay,
that we
cool.
can do every other month and we'll do a segment with him cooking something.
Cool. That's what I was wondering if we can
There's a
be
lot of
cooking
little
some this
techniques
good
and
stuff.
things that you can bring home with you, and it's cool to learn new stuff. And
It is.
some things you're let's say risotto, you might be a little intimidated by it. It's not that hard. It sounds fancy, and you see it only at kind of fancy restaurants, but it's very easy to do. And us learning our little tricks to do it, it's very approachable. And I think people, once they see it, like, oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
So
It
that would be
looks
fun.
like a rice.
It is.
Oh,
The-
cool.
But it just has a little starchiness to it. It's just creamy and it doesn't dry out. And obviously you have some chorizo in there, which makes it San Antonio.
So from Boston, came to San Antonio, right back into work.
Right back.
Right back to work. And your weekends, your weekends here in Sangria, they're busy because they're one of the most popular restaurants, especially for brunch too as well. So do you change up your brunch menu at all, or do you kind of keep it the same for every season, or how does that work?
We like to abuse ourselves. We change it every 2 weeks.
Wow.
So
You
it
changed
keeps every 2 weeks, the
Oh,
brunch menu.
shit.
So some things stay. Some things
Yeah,
are just going to
they'll
stay.
stay.
So we keep them on there, but we new and fresh every 2 weeks. I think it keeps us learning. It keeps us growing. We always have new stuff, and also our guests like it. Like, 2 weeks later, it's kind of a new restaurant. It has the same kind of approach, but it has something that's new and fresh. And even if you came here 2 weeks ago, now you come here and get something else. And they message me like, where's the menu? Where's the menu? If I haven't posted it, like, oh shit, I need to post it. Because you forget, because it's a lot to do. And then we have ABC, which is busy as hell too. So we're over there. I'm over there at 5 or 6 in the morning getting them going and making sure all that. And then try to get over here. So our weekends they're brutal.
What is ABC?
But Alamo Biscuit Company.
Okay, just want to make sure they know what you're talking about.
So Alamo Biscuit Company, another venture with my friend John. So that's been going almost over 2 years now. And yeah, they're both brunch spots, which makes the weekends just exhausting. We love it, by the way. Keep coming. Brunch
Yes,
is
keep
great.
on coming. If you haven't been, you got to come on out here.
Yeah, it's just and get reservations and do the whole thing because they're popular for a reason. We think we do it right.
Wait, I'm confused. So are y'all competing against each other at the
They're
brunch
competing
festival?
against each other.
But you're the chef.
We couldn't feed everybody. So you try different things and different approaches, and they are kind of different in their own way.
Yeah.
There are Southern. We're going the biscuits over there doing their thing, and our
That's
whole
why
team.
he's saying he's gonna be first and second.
I get it now.
That's how we go. But for my team over here, we've been doing it a long time together. Even before here, we were at La Fonda on Main together, and when we did this, I called them like, "Hey, I'm opening this up. What do y'all think about joining me?" I have no money and no budget. Probably can't pay you much. And they came, and then we've been, even the chef before this and GM before this, they've all been in the same circle. We've been together. My GM, we've been together 15, 16 years already.
Nice. Oh, wow.
So long time, but, and he still works for me in a different capacity. I have another GM now, but he still does my accounts payable, and so he's still in the family. But also we're training new people and just keeping this thing going. So it's fun building teams like that.
So, you know what, now that we're kind of getting into, like, the business aspect of, like, teams and all that, during this time that we're going through with the COVID and everything like that, has it been hard as restaurants to actually hire people, to get people to work?
A stronger word than hard. It's been almost impossible.
Yeah.
And it's the ones you have, they're working so hard that they get exhausted.
Yeah.
I see it in their face, man. Like, man, I know, I feel it. Somehow I turn it off on my face and I keep going forward. But it's been exhausting, and finding people that stay a few days, a week, if they even show up to the interview or they show up to their first day.
And it doesn't matter. Oh, go ahead.
Change, like, in people, they've changed. I hate to say, you hear they don't want to work, but they kind of don't want to work.
Yeah, they got
They
spoiled.
got real spoiled on this free money, on this money that they deserve or whatever, and they don't want to come back and do a job anymore that they need to do to earn money.
Didn't it just end though? Because they're gonna have to.
The extra
get
money
something.
ended, but
The
still,
extra money.
But they're still getting employment. I thought all of it ended.
Well, I thought unemployment ended too as well, but I'm not sure 100% on that. But what is surprising is that you see a lot of signs everywhere, like other friends, like people just having signs $16 an hour, $20 an hour, and still no one wants to go to work. I'm just like, wow. And this is something that we talk, in private.
Yeah.
What I would like to do is get all the restaurant owners, local restaurant owners, and get them on here and just pleading to the city and letting them know, like, hey, we need the help to stay in business. Like,
Can we do like a job fair or something too? Like, that'd be cool.
That would
Get
be
everyone
cool.
together and we just
But
do a
it's
job
just
fair.
getting people to want to work,
If
So-
you're not hungry,
They'll
I
have
don't
to
think
soon.
you're gonna go back. If you,
They should put out there's no jobs for anybody and make it scared.
something.
Shit. People be like, what?
If you're still eating and you're still comfortable and working in a kitchen for 8, 10, 12 hours, that's the alternative. Well, probably stay on your couch. So we need to do something about, when, if you've been on it so long and there are jobs available, like, you have to go back to work. It's just, that's going to have to be a rule. And the thing is, we don't want kids to go without food. We don't want anybody to go without food.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing that's in there. Okay, how do we do this? But it needs to happen for our industry to survive, because eventually these guys are going to get burnt out. The ones that are really working are working so hard. And the funny thing is they're making great money.
Yeah.
There's great money to be made, but it's work. It takes effort.
Well, props to everyone that has actually been working throughout this time
yes.
and continues to do so, because I've been going to places and I've been noticing. I had to get a rental car. I was there for 2.5 hours waiting to get a car because they only had one person working.
What?
Yes, and I was like, bro, this is exactly what they're talking about. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So shout out to everyone that's been
Yeah,
working.
you know, shout out to Caesar. He said, can't pay people to stay home. You can't. You shouldn't be paying nobody to stay home. That's crazy. It's just mind-blowing to see that transition. But, you know, last year, 2020, what did you do to survive?
Oh,
You know,
man.
what were some of the things that you did so that the viewers know, like, hey, this is what Sangria did. You know, this is what Caesar thought of transitioning to keep yourself afloat with, you know, having your restaurant going.
Man, I did everything I could. I private chef work, you know, caterings to anything that we could. We became this is a grocery store.
I remember
our
you did
guys,
that.
what do you do, right? Our vendors could get eggs and milk, which HEB couldn't. So we started selling them, and we started selling toilet paper. We started whatever little stuff that, let's say, an older person didn't want to go to a big store, but they felt a little more comfortable here. Well, they sent in the order. We got it all together. We took it to their car.
That's
and
awesome.
it was like a necessity thing. It wasn't, you know, it was us just delivering. I was the delivery guy at night. That was me. I was taking it to their house. And people were like, you? I'm like, well, someone has to take it to your house. We have to somehow stay afloat. So, man, we jumped on everything. Delivery and alcohol. You know, to-go alcohol saved us. I'm
glad that's a thing now. I'm so glad that was like the one good thing that came out of COVID is to-go alcohol.
So
One
people
good
were
thing.
still drinking. No matter what, right? So that was almost 100%. Well, you know, a gallon of sangria is $40. I mean, that helped us. Like, we needed that. And then not only that, but our community in this medical center area, we had people ordering one meal and tipping us $100. Like, they're like, we're gonna keep you going.
That's amazing.
At the end of this, we want you here. So many people, man, and you know, it brings you to tears, man. Thinking about, like, I'm just trying to pay these people, trying to pay my rent. I'm trying to. Thank God our landlord was cool, and they deferred the rent. They didn't take it away.
That's
but they
awesome.
deferred. Well, that helps. Like, you know, whenever 25% of your business is not a good business plan. No one would open a business for that. So
Yeah, that's true.
we did everything. You know, I was cooking at people's houses. I was doing everything, you know, and there was times it got super close, man. It got, you know, there was one pay period where I would finally didn't have enough money, and I needed like $4,000. And this guy that I cooked for at his family all events, you know, I'm gonna just like, I'm not gonna make it. Like, and this has never happened to me ever.
Yeah.
Like, I've never not made a payroll, not made any bill ever. Like, I was like, man, it's not adding up, and something's wrong. Well, yeah, I'm out of money. And right then I was like, oh man, I started thinking about who can I pay what, and having those talks with people and going through my head, and I have one phone over here, and then the other phone goes off, saying, hey bro, like, mother-in-law's birthday, I want to blow it up. What are you thinking? You know what to do. I know his family. I know what they eat. You know what to do. I want it to be Greg. Budget's $4,000. Already sent it to you. And it goes in my phone over here. Like,
Nice.
bro, that's God, man. I swear to God. I never forget that. I was like,
Man, it just gives me chills just thinking about that.
I remember looking at that
and
phone.
these are the
like, you know,
stories that I want to
like,
hear because people need to see this, you know?
Man, I was crying. I was like, man. I looked at him. I was like, for real. And then the money looked in my account. Like, oh man, I could pay my staff another 2 weeks. True story. That was crazy.
And that's stress on a whole nother level because it's not just you need to
No,
worry about.
man.
You have a whole staff.
I wasn't even paying myself. It wasn't me at all. Like, we were just, you know, thank God I'm in a good situation. My wife makes good money, and we have some other things we're working for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough to keep any business. Any restaurant that's still going was not making money.
Yeah.
We were just keeping afloat. You know, just paying what we could just to still be here, basically. So, and I'm not the only one with those stories. There's a lot of people that I talk to, like, oh, check up on them, y'all okay? Like, and they're stressed out.
No,
like,
I know. And it's sad because last year when we had the Brunch Festival to this year, we had only like 9 restaurants participate, right? Out of those 9, only 3 of them really kept.
That's so sad to see.
It is. And I was just like, because I was so excited to bring back, you know, certain restaurants. And I was just, they text me, hey, we're not open anymore. We had to shut down. I'm like,
Damn.
man, it's just like, no. Like, because you don't think of stuff like that. You don't think like, you're gonna go shut down, that way.
You don't think we're gonna have a pandemic? Like,
Yeah.
I never in a million
And
years
it's
would I
never
ever
gonna
think.
end.
Yeah.
Like, gee, okay. I remember I thinking, it's gonna be a couple months, whatever. And a friend of mine, he's almost got everything right, by the way. He's like, this is gonna be at least 2 years. And he started telling me all this stuff. Like, you serious? Like, for sure. This has been, researched for a long time.
Yeah.
It's like, and he's been spot on the whole time.
That's crazy.
So, doctor friend, and he kind of knows his stuff, older guy, and I'm like, we're spot on. He knows his stuff, and so, but for it to go this long and to put people out of business, out of their, opening a restaurant's a dream. When you're in a restaurant cooking or working in the front of the house, or whatever, and you work your way up, eventually you want to do this, and for it to die when you didn't even it wasn't even your fault.
Yeah.
You ran a perfectly good business, but.
And you can't prepare for something like that. There was
No, you
no
can't.
preparation whatsoever. It's like I thought we were in a movie for a very long time.
It felt like that. And the guys that stuck around, they all took pay cuts. They all knew where I was and knew, like, okay, this is what I can afford. This is what I can do. And so, honestly, if it wasn't for the tips from the people, it wouldn't
See,
work.
San Antonio, you got to come out, show some love and support to all local restaurants. Hearing stories like this, it's mind-blowing because sometimes you just don't know what you don't know, in life until they actually say something about it. So for you to share it, I mean, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing to share it.
I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a
We're
reason,
still here.
and
We're
you're
still
still
going.
here. Look at you.
Yeah.
And you're gonna win the brunch festival. Uh-oh.
First and second prize.
First and second prize. Now, I do want to know something. What did you learn from that experience as a chef and as a business owner?
Man, I learned to pivot and learned to, staying positive through all this was hard. Especially when you felt like you kept getting kicked in the gut, right? It was like, what can go wrong? Just like, learn to pivot, man. And then accept the defeat. Like, okay, that didn't work. Get over it real quick. Move on. And, the team was like, okay, we're doing this. What are we doing next week? Like, whatever we can. Just trying to change up the family meals because we were doing family meals. We're doing things that you weren't going out to eat, something that fed the kids, fed the mom and dad, like everybody. So change on that and do that real quick, and then next week come up with something else that's new and creative and fun, keeps the kids involved, and kind of like not cooking the way you normally do. You're cooking different because there's a different goal. It's feeding a family. I'm not just feeding a couple going out to eat where I can be more adventurous, more vanilla, more for what I'm doing. And it doesn't matter if it's different than your regular cuisine. I had to feed a different audience. So we just pivoted and changed, and the team was, they stuck through it and went on. But you see people rise up too. You see people become leaders. People, whenever everybody's gone, you see people. I'll do it. Like, thank
That's
you.
dope. Yeah, they
that's
step
dope. It's
up.
really cool.
Yeah.
And who does and who doesn't. And I think you see the good and the bad. The people that could work that don't, and you're like, please come back to work. I sent that text, and they're like, hey, I'm getting this much money. Can you cover that? I'm like, no, I can't, but I need you. I need someone to help me. And, many didn't.
And watch that money goes away. You're going to be like, can I get that job back?
Hey, you learn who the good ones are.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
For
that was
sure.
one thing a lot of us learned how to do is learn how to adapt. You had to learn how to adapt and be resilient and keep going. And I think it all made us stronger in some ways. So I'm glad you at least got to find out who your good ones were.
Yes, and again, we appreciate all the viewers right now tuning in. Shout out to DJ Richie Rich. He says he's at Ojos Locos right now, and he's actually watching.
Oh, he's watching
while
us while DJing.
Oh, he's
Thank you,
DJing.
Richie.
Awesome.
We
That's
appreciate
love.
DJ Richie Rich. And shout out to Kevin, too, commenting as well, saying that shout out to myself and Nat Boogie for putting on the city of San Antonio. We appreciate your
Thank you,
support,
Kevin.
Again, right now, if you're just tuning in, please make sure to like, comment, and share. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to actually be eating some of the food, tasting it, and continue to get to know Chef Ceasar with his, restaurants and experiences, and then also talk a little bit about this brunch festival that he's going to be winning first and second place in. Woo! So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with you guys.
Que te lleve Dios, tú te fuiste entonces, más dinero, más culo de entonces, yeah, chingo más rico de entonces, si estás herida puedes llamar 911, no mí. Tú te fuiste desde entonces, más dinero, más culo desde entonces, yeah, chingo más rico desde entonces, yeah. Me sigue. Baby, llama al 911, de culo tengo más de 11, te tenía a ti pero ahora quiero un un avión. Y mientras tú estabas con él, baby, yo le daba aquella. Con ella me encuevo. Las baby se van en Uber, yo nunca las llevo. A ti te compré todo, así que nada te debo. Tú tranquila, que ya yo te di. Me cogiste de pendejo, pero yo también mentía. Todita tus amigas en bajita.
We are back, late nights with all axes. Myself, Mike Anthony, the man with two first names. You know, one of my biggest pet peeves is when people get my name.
Mark Anthony?
They say Mark Anthony. I'm like, Mark
I was
Anthony,
gonna
Mark
tag
Anthony.
you.
I'm like, no. What are we doing? What are we
the
doing?
food.
No. This right here. The shout out to Adam, our producer. Always
sure we
making
look
that
good.
we look good.
No,
He's like pointing like,
get that shit
that
off the
get that
table right
off the
now.
table.
So Mark Anthony was in concert like a week or
Yes.
two ago,
Uh-huh.
and I was totally gonna tag you in and be like, "Oh, I see you getting down," or something, because I know you hate being called out.
Yeah, I do.
Hey, can you grab me some guac?
It's not that I hate it. It's just that it's so common now. Like, people be like, Mark Anthony, but like, no.
Gracias.
And then they're like, I say a little saying like, not Mark Anthony, Mike Anthony. I can't sing, but I could dance. And people are like, ah. But I only have 3 moves, and that's it. And people think I could dance. They see me do 3 moves, and they're like, oh man, this guy could dance. I'm like, no, I only got 3 moves.
This is my happy dance move.
You
Like when I'm
happy dancing? You
eating.
eating?
I saw
This
that.
is
I saw it. You
every
did it
single
without
time.
even knowing it. It's like
Every
a
time I do, and
taco
people look at me,
time.
they're like, "Really?" I'm like, "Dude, it just automatically when I was gonna say this word when I eat something that tastes really good. I was gonna say when I put something in my mouth that tastes good, and
Oh, that
it was
was-
gonna go a whole other
Yeah.
direction. So when I eat something that
It just
tastes,
stops. Like,
Yep.
there goes the family show.
oh, there's no
But
family.
there's no family
Put the
show
kids to
Family
bed,
show.
y'all.
Yeah.
Put the kids to bed
This is called,
That's why it's called late
night.
nights.
for a reason.
But it just
Yeah.
happens automatically, and like this meat, it literally melts in your mouth. What is it again? Skirt steak or something? What
Skirt
is it?
steak, so
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
OMG.
it's awesome.
Man.
Heart Brand, man. It's a local beef company. He brought me some of this for my birthday.
Oh, yeah?
And I said, man, I want some good stuff. So I bought a little package from him. He's like, this is your box. Had a little bit of bunch of steaks. And you can buy it at home and have them send you stuff. They don't sell this. Only us and one other restaurant get this.
Oh, wow.
And
my God.
because they only make so much of it, it's just amazing. Put it on the grill. Don't do too much to it. The only bad thing is once you have it, you can't unhave it.
No.
And nothing
I'm coming
else
back
is
for
like this tender and this flavorful right out. It's
Yeah,
just
you can taste the flavor.
awesome. So then you try to find fajita like that, and you just can't find it. So that's
That
kind
is
of
the
that's kind of
best.
your problem.
So is that like fajita meat?
Taco
Is that basically what that is?
Tuesday.
That is legit the best fajita I've ever had in my entire life. I will say that right now. Okay, you're winning. Okay,
I told
you're
you.
winning.
You're winning. Wow.
I
No,
go
but
to win,
absolutely.
guys. You go to win.
No, that is true. You do go. Now, tell us a little bit about yourself. What got you into cooking?
Man, I've done it my whole life, and my grandfather, he wasn't a caterer, but he catered a lot of things. You know what I mean? So having, like a lot of people call him Uncle Joe, he would do weddings and quinceañeras and funerals and everything. So, but it was like to kill the whole hog, kill the whole steer, like doing it legit. The whole family goes in. So as a kid growing up, it was not fun. Don't even, it wasn't like it was a chore. Like, oh great, we're gonna. And as the younger you were, the shit job you got. Like you were just young. Like, oh great, we're gonna do this. But learning and doing that and watching him. And honestly, I don't think he made any money. I think he was just flattered to be asked. It was just like for him to do the meal was just regular. Oh, you got him to do it. Of course, he always does it. So bartering, I remember doing all that and learning. I worked on a ranch most of my life, so
Really?
slaughtering and all that was what we
Was
did
you
all the
born
time.
here and raised in San Antonio?
Close to Corpus, little town called
Corpus, there we
Banquete.
go.
So a little 2A town called Banquete, and it was worked on ranches out there. My family owns ranches, so cattle and hogs and deer and all that was just kind of a daily thing. And the younger you were, the more you did all that work. So wanted to go to culinary school.
Mm-hmm.
My dad really wasn't into it. Well, I mean, main reason I had a full ride at UTSA, had a scholarship at UTSA.
Oh, wow.
So he's like, no, you're going. You're gonna easy question on that. Go to UTSA.
Yeah.
So I think this is in you. I think cooking is will always be in me and never left. Worked at restaurants all the way through, and but learning this, and then La Fonda, Maine, where I worked for 12 years as GM. I think learning in the kitchen, traveling, and really diving deep into it. Okay, how do we make this? What's the process? Learning the mother sauces on my own. Didn't go to culinary school. It was just kind of like, I want to know this. I want to know more about it other than I could just cook good. Or just, I have that, but how do you get really good at this game? And it's through practice like anything else. And just a passion for it. And now I love, it's funny, like, cooking is great. I love bartending. I love creating drinks because that's the same thing. You're making great flavors, right? You're making a really good drink that balances well. I made all these in college. And
Really?
Yeah, well, these are a little bit later, but those I made in college. I would take them to parties. It was more for girls. It really was just for girls.
Just for
It's
girls.
like, yeah, you take the
You gotta
sangria
try
to the
them.
party, and it's everybody loves it. Love drinking, and finally ended up this concept was just kind of, why don't you just do that? Because I tried so many other things, other concepts failed. It was just an easy thing to drink, right? And it was really all about the girls. It had nothing to do with you, Mike.
Nope, nothing to me.
Not even a little bit.
Not a little bit, y'all.
Not even a
It's
little
all
bit.
about the girls. Yes,
And
I
so-
love that boogie.
Learning that and then taking that into the kitchen, and now like building leaders is cool. Like employing people is cool. I really enjoy making leaders, creating leaders. I think that's the funnest thing, and teaching them every mistake I made, kind of letting them make it where it doesn't cost me too much money, but they have to learn these lessons, and watching them go through it is really cool. And building teams is as fun as cooking.
That's awesome.
Now, how did you come up with the name Sangria on the Burg?
A good story.
That is always
Wait,
how we
so
want.
is it Burge or Burg?
Burg.
Burg.
Okay, I
Burge, it's
thought it
Burg.
was Burg because that's what I thought, but I hear
Burg?
people say Burge. I heard you say Burge.
I'm Mexican.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm pretty sure it's
I
Burg. Like
ask the
Pittsburgh.
words and I say
Yeah,
all my.
I've heard you. I've corrected you, but you don't listen.
Yeah.
So NFL radio, Sirius satellite radio.
Okay.
There was a guy. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So there was a guy on there.
Are you
He
really?
was yeah, of course I am. That's why I win. That's why I win all the time. He comes through, and his name is Adrian from the Burg. And he was a legit truck driver, but he was on every single station. Like every station had him on as a little bit. He was actually a great. He wrote his stuff. He came off really well. He was just awesome. He was Adrian from the Burg. I love the way that sounded. And this is the only Burg in San Antonio. And I wanted to make it location specific. So Sangria, the idea was and still is to have other locations. So this was on the Burg, and the next one will be, another location, north, downtown, midtown. So Sangria, different locations. So
Oh, okay.
on the Burg was just, and it just kind of became
like
a
that.
thing. People loved it. It was funny. People were like, "What is that?" And so many people worked with me for a year and didn't know what it meant. I'm like, "That's Fredericksburg."
You should put a location on Babcock.
on the cock.
On the cock.
Back to the adult show.
That's what she was laughing. That's what she was laughing. She was laughing for that. I knew you were. I knew.
I was trying to hold
When I saw you laugh, I was like, oh, Boogie's thinking about streets. I knew.
I knew it was
She
coming.
thinking
through.
about the cock. Dang. Sangria on the cock.
I'm sorry, guys.
Coming soon.
I'm
Coming
not really
soon.
that sorry.
Working on the kids menu right now.
That's gonna be a lit ass brunch.
Oh yeah,
Sausage.
all kinds of stuff.
Don't get me
Too
started.
late.
Do not get me started.
No, that, I can't even think now. I wish I had a drink.
That's how good these drinks are, guys. Come try one.
She's only 1.5 in.
1.5 in right now.
1.5 in.
No, I'm still sober. I promise. This is just me. But anyways, this food is amazing.
It is.
It is so good. Can you teach? Is that like a secret recipe, or you think maybe I could like get a copy of it or something?
Probably not. I mean,
Probably not.
to be honest.
That's what John says. Probably not.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Like people ask me that a lot, and some things are like my family stuff, and people get
That makes
mad that I
sense.
don't do it. Like, well, I'll write a book one day, and you can buy that when when
But
I
you know
want
what,
to not do this
Do you
anymore.
ever think like if you did do it that it's not gonna taste the same? Like you know what I mean? Like You think of all these cookbooks, right? And people try them from different restaurants, and you make it, and you're like, man, it doesn't taste like the restaurant.
No, I'm not really worried about that. Like, you have to add effort. You have to add. Like, I know what it smells like when it's ready. I know that. Like, I can be here. I'm like, okay, hey, your chicken's ready. How do you know that? Because I can smell it. Like, it's I know that. So, I mean, the number one selling books are cookbooks, and number two are diet books, right? And so that's never going away. Like, there's 100 cookbooks. There's a million cookbooks out there. But you have to know how to do it. And, I remember these guys, the old ladies and stuff at La Fonda and other people that were cooking. You can have the same ingredients for a salsa. Like, I can give it right down for you perfectly. Do this. I come in, like, what the hell did you do? I went word for word. Like, oh, I did this. I was like, nah, man, you do it like this. And there's one guy's like, one salsa, same 5 ingredients. Five different people will make it 5 different ways. And so I learned that. And, one story about my grandmother, she gave me the ingredients for carne asada, and I thought, take it to the guys, when I was living with my roommates, made it, something was wrong. I just couldn't get it. I was like, it's good. And the guys were like, free food, right? They didn't care. But they were eating, oh, this is great. Like, no, it's not my grandma's. It's not right. So finally went there, got the ingredients, teach me this. Like, I can't get it. I can't get it like you. So then she's doing the comino and the pepper. She's toasting them like she told me to, but I was like, it's the same thing, right? I'm gonna toast it. So skipping steps, got in the molcajete, did all those little steps that were like, and then I tasted like, it's just those steps. And not many people will do those steps. So I'm not worried about giving ingredients away because they're not gonna do the steps that I do to make it great,
It's true.
It's a huge difference.
You're right. I'll just come eat it here.
There you go.
There you go.
That's it. That's what I was saying.
Yep.
Just come eat. Here. Just
and
order.
and buy the cookbook.
Buy the cookbook.
So you said this is going to be coming up on the menu? It's not on the menu
yet? So we're working on our new dinner menu, and this will be on the dinner menu. We got to try it in Culinaria Restaurant Week, so we had 2 weeks of kind of trying it. Logistically, can we get this beef regularly? Will this work? And it's expensive, so will people buy up to it? But once they had it, they're like we can't.
It's so good.
You can't find it any other place. So this is going to be kind of a deal for two, a couple's menu for
I was about to say,
for
it has to be for
$50.
two.
And we'll have some other stuff on there, some chata beans, and make it a nice little meal. But kind of just testing. Okay, what is people have been affected financially too. They're not. You might be going out once a week instead of every day. It might be once a week now, or it might be once a month now. So will they be able to afford this, and can I buy that and feel safe to spend the money on that and know that I'll sell it? Because the world's a little different. I feel it. I see people, just tighten it up a little bit because it's pretty smart.
Yeah.
We went through a hard time, and everybody needs to be smart about the way they spend their money. So
That is true.
Especially now, because I don't think people thought it was going to last this long. So now they're kind of...
I remember the first few weeks was like spring break. People were coming in like, do it, and they were just, and then like afterwards, I see them like once a week. It was every day. They would buy sangria every day, and then it was like chill, and then once a month, and then they're like coming in just a little frugal because it's scary. I think all of us were scared. Very few places made money. Everybody kind of like, oh man, you're losing investments or whatever. So I'm very conscious of that. I'm going to go, hey, what am I going to bring on the menu that's safe, and we're not going to be stuck in a game where I can't sell it.
Now, are you open every single day of the week?
We are closed on Mondays.
So
here.
closed on Mondays, y'all. And then what are your hours?
So Tuesday through Thursday from 11 to 10, Friday and Saturday from 11 to 11, and Sunday from 10 to 9.
Okay, nice.
Nice.
Monday we rest. Except for me, I do prep meals.
So you do prep meals.
I still do
right?
them.
And I was going to ask
That was
you
another
other-
thing I
yeah.
took on. Again.
So if someone wants to get prep meals, how do they, reach out to you? Do they reach out to you?
Honestly, I do everything. I'll do all that on my Instagram. It started like a small little group, nurses, a couple. I had an actor. I had some models and fitness models and sports people, and it was just kind of this core little group that I was doing his food, and he was basically paying for my gym membership and my trainer, and it was kind of like a little barter thing.
Yeah.
And then you get a nurse that then you get their whole floor, and it was kind of the nurses. It really was big on them because they couldn't leave. They couldn't leave the hospital. So taking lunch with him all the time. So that was a very COVID thing. And you couldn't even deliver. You had to like drop it at the door, and somebody had to come get it and all this weird stuff. But yeah, it was another kind of necessity thing. They needed food. I guess they weren't making food at the hospital anymore, and I was an answer to that thing. So I think that could be its own business eventually.
Yeah, for sure.
Catering, yeah. I think there's a high demand for catering. You know,
Yeah.
It's picking up.
It is
Coming
picking
back
up.
up.
You know,
For a long time, it was, weddings were getting canceled, or they were at 200 people, and then you get a text, 100 per 50. Can you do it for 10? Because it was hard to get the family together.
Yep,
It was
that's
scary.
true.
You don't want grandma and grandpa coming.
Nope.
God forbid something happened at the wedding. So I had a lot of weddings canceled altogether, or just go into tiny little house backyard affairs because that's what we could do.
Now,
So-
do you ever if say like a couple or a family, they're like, hey, Caesar, we want you to be our chef for tonight.
That's
Do you-
exactly what I was gonna say. Are you still
Absolutely.
doing the in-house?
Yeah, we still do it.
Nice.
I'm not cheap, so hopefully it's a good thing. I did a lot of them that were cool, like Grandma and Grandpa's 60th birthday, where
No,
they,
but I
they
think that
couldn't
would
take
be
them
a
out.
good
Yeah,
experience for anybody to have a
Yeah.
a high end personal chef at your especially if it's an anniversary or birthday or something special just because
we
That's
did a
amazing.
bunch of them. I did and he was he's a detective, FBI agent.
Uh-huh.
And it was something about this house when I went in. I'm like, this guy's somebody. Well, we made a menu catered around his life, and hey, what did he like there? The kids and his kids and the wife, and that menu was totally what he likes throughout every trip they've ever gone. Hey, remember Dad liked this here, and I'm just taking notes. Like, I think I can do that. I think I can do that. And we made the whole menu, and that he's like. He started crying. He's like, I've never had like something like this happen. So it was probably 10 people at their house, and we, one of the chefs from me went over there and cooked the whole thing at their house. But it's like it was a really cool menu based on this guy's life.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it was that was cool. I mean, I can see myself doing it at the end of all this. Just those little private special
That's
dinners
dope. I
where,
like that.
it's just it's a very close knit family. Just hear the family get together that might not have seen each other all year. So that was
Now,
neat.
we do appreciate you being on set with us because you have been on TV, like we've seen you all the local news stations and stuff like that. What else have you been on?
Oh, we did some Food Network.
Okay, Food Network. There we go.
Guys Grocery Games. That was a lot of fun.
Wait, what is it called?
Guys Grocery Games on
What
the
is
Food
that?
Network. It's kind of a competition at a grocery store.
Oh.
So you kind of go shopping, and ours was a budget thing, and it was I don't know, that was kind of a pinnacle for me. It was like
Yeah.
it was amazing just to get invited to that, and I did well. I didn't win, so every time it airs, I get texts. So it airs, and people say, "Hey, you're on TV." So that was a really cool thing. And then local news, and they've been great to me. I always tell them like, if you need something, call me. Like, and I've been called 9 p.m. the night before, like, "Hey, something came up. Like, can you do something? Like, what do you want?" And
That's
I'm there,
dope.
and it's kind of a give and take with us and them because they need air. They need people on air. I gotta say, I think I'm good at it. I understand how it works. I understand the speed, and it's a fast 4 minutes. It's nothing. So I get it, and I usually kind of help direct them now what we're doing. So, hey, we need something. You good? Can you be here next week? So I think kind of a go-to on that, and I'm very fortunate because that helps our business a lot.
Very awesome. Have y'all ever thought of, or do y'all ever think of doing it in the future? Maybe like food trucks or anything like that?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things that came out of the pandemic, and kind of making yourself mobile. Doing some schools. I'm talking to a charter school right now about doing their food for them, and I think there's a lot of opportunities that are going to come at the end of this as well. Some places didn't make it, unfortunately. So I think there's going to be some brick and mortars that are available. I think there's going to be a lot of things out there that, a lot of these cooks and chefs had to do that. They had to get out, or they had to change. And there's going to be a lot of people in our industry that want to get into something else. It's scary, And so I think a food truck will happen eventually.
That'd be cool.
Can't wait.
Sangria on the truck.
go.
On the go.
Sangria
Yeah,
on the
not
go.
on the-
Okay.
On the cock and go.
Truck.
We'll come up with something
Come on,
with that.
on the go. That I like that.
Yeah, no,
you're-
it sounds good too.
Yeah.
Weddings are doing that now, food trucks and all that stuff. There's kind of
Are they?
a whole different. I've had a lot of weddings that they want the street tacos, and we did a half Japanese, half Mexican, so we did a really cool fusion there. So
Nice.
You know what? Now that we're talking about food trucks, I will say this, and I shared this already on my Facebook page, is that I am actually investing into a food truck. So
Very cool.
Tomorrow should be I should be finalizing the details, and I'll be opening up a food truck pretty soon.
That's
I'm
exciting.
excited about it. Yeah, I am, because I think I feel that anything mobile is a really good direction to go to. You know, I have a friend of mine that's actually I purchased a couple of shuttle buses recently, right? And one of the shuttle buses I already sold to her and her husband, and they're going to flip that into a beauty salon. So they're going to have a mobile beauty salon, you know.
That's smart.
That's
And
smart.
It is. It is absolutely smart. So, I mean, if you think outside the box, man, keep on doing and moving forward. Learn something from this and stay mobile. You can't go wrong. I don't think you can.
Just learn to adapt, man, and keep moving.
I'm working on a mobile tea truck.
Tea truck.
What kind of
iced
tea?
Iced tea.
Iced tea.
Okay.
You know what? You say iced tea. Have y'all tried? And then viewers, if you have to, let us know. There's a new tea place right there off of Fredericksburg, and my gosh, what's the cross street? Oh no, Hebner and Hamilton Wolf. It's like it has a Texas logo, HT or something like that. Have you ever heard of it?
HTO.
HTO. There you go.
That's
all.
smart. I
That's
see what
all-
they did there.
They only sell tea.
They only sell tea.
They have different packages of tea, and there was a long line for it. I did not know that. I mean, I saw it on Facebook, of course, but I also saw it when I was driving by. I was like, wow, what's so special about their tea? Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, it's really good. The flavors
Yeah.
are there. The water's they filter the water and stuff like that. But it's kind of has a little cult following. Honestly, like if you go in there, it's like Bill Miller's tea. You
Okay.
get that big old jug of tea. I think it's sweetened right, and they have it done.
That's a lot of sugar.
A lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing. They do have I don't know if it's Splenda-based sweetener or stuff like that, but super popular, and they're opening up all across the country right now.
So, for you being a chef, I want to know this. What's your favorite restaurant that you go to go eat? Besides your restaurants.
Sure.
Okay, besides your restaurant, what's another restaurant that you actually like that you're like,
Man.
hey, I gotta have, this over here?
Oh man. Okay, so I guess depends on the time of day.
And do you critique them? Knowing that you're a chef, do you critique other people?
I do think there's reasons for every concept, right?
Yes.
There's a reason for McDonald's. There's a reason for different places that feed different times that you have, time of day, kids, whatever. So I really don't. I know what I'm going. I think you know where you're going.
Yeah.
I'm not, I don't go, Data Point Taqueria. That's breakfast. That's number one. If you're going to have breakfast or breakfast tacos, whatever. But all their food is pretty spot on. And the one on Medical, it burnt down, but it's coming back up. But I think they do a really good job. That's just a very humble, just good food. End of the day, it's just, and I really crave that, Man, probably Szechuan House. Have you ever been there? It's on Ingram, behind Ingram Park Mall. But it's just
Chinese
it's
food?
Chinese food.
Okay. Oh, that sounds
Okay.
I love
Chinese
Asia.
food.
Honestly, end of the day, let's get sushi. Asia. I think my whole family really enjoys
Where do you go
that.
eat sushi at?
Oh man, there's a little place called Thai Bistro on
Thai
Sushi on
Bistro?
Dezavala. And
Okay.
again, it's just a little mom and pop.
Those are the best ones usually
Man,
when
the
you walk into
guy Tino's been behind there making sushi forever. I went there their second day they were in business, and the owner, he was real drunk. He was at the bar, and I'm asking all these questions. I feel I was like, hey, who owns this? Is this a chain? He's like, I go, and he's drinking, and he pours me a shot. I'm like, I don't know you, and he puts me some food on a little plate. I'm like, I better eat this. I feel like if I don't, I'm gonna offend him. And then we're drinking. I was like, who owns this? He's like, is this a franchise or something like that? He's like, first and last, terrible business. And we just been friends ever since. I used to, on the way home, I'd stop and see him, and he was
First
getting
and
started. He's like, first and last, terrible business. Don't do it. And we've been friends ever since. But it's just solid sushi. They do a really good job. So it's a Thai and sushi kind of
Yeah.
combination place.
Awesome.
I have a question for
Go
you.
for it.
So for someone that's never been here,
Okay.
what would you say are your go-to that you would want someone to try when they come in here on the menu?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay, you have to do a flight of Sangria because you want to try all four of them and get what we're doing there. So you kind of
Facts.
this kind of defines us. But on the food, man, it's hand pressed corn tortillas. That's all we serve, and I think probably a pork belly taco.
Ooh.
That's just You know, we didn't make any today, but I don't know. It's really special. I think anybody that tries that, even if you don't like pork belly or if you've had it and you think it's fatty, we cook it 3 different ways. We smoke it, we roast it, and then we grill it. So it's bacon. Yes, it's never not going to be bacon. But it doesn't taste greasy because of the way we treat it. And I just think the flavors meld really well with each other. Man, our house salad. I know it sounds funny. It sounds funny to be a house salad, but this house salad is
No, your
really
salad is
killer.
good. I had.
It's good, right?
really?
Like it's
Yeah.
a salad. It's just a little salad. It has so many
fresh.
people that, and that's the end of the day. Like everything's fresh. Everything's made
Fresh.
here. Everything's smoked. All our seasonings are made. All those little steps, like I told you, my grandma taught me, like grinding the pepper and doing it that way, and doing all these little things that really have a flavor memory. We do. Like then that's the end of the day. I think that's what wins. Things will bring people back, anyways.
I don't remember what I had when I came. I just remember it was amazing. I just had some tacos. I think I had corn. Do you also have corn, or did y'all have corn at some time? Elote.
Yep.
That shit was legit.
So we
Yes.
cooked that. We cooked it on the grill, and so it has that little smoky flavor. It's basically like corn in a cup, but that smoky, that little element that brings it to that signature, that flavor that really sends it. People remember us by. So
Yeah, we'll be back.
Yes.
I want
definitely be
this again. That is
yeah.
That's literally the best thing I've had in a very long time.
So shout out to Melvin. He was actually here on site too with us. Shout out to DJ Abel. He put Pacific Moon. Have you been out there to eat?
I have not.
They
You
are
need to go.
good.
It's
Yeah,
good.
Pacific
Awesome.
Moon is a really good another restaurant. They have good. Oh my gosh, I'm going blank.
I don't remember what it's
Ram-
called,
ramen.
but it's good.
Ramen.
Oh, the ramen's
Oh,
good
The
too.
ramen's good. Yeah,
Awesome.
and they have like an egg in it, and it's really good.
Where's it located?
Right off of 281 and
What's that street right
Abel.
there?
What's
Brook
that
Hollow.
street? Brook Hollow or something like
Bam, I'm good. Brook Hollow.
that? Right? Yeah.
Right there. Access Road.
Really good place. A little
Awesome.
like I think that's like a hidden gem. I think so. I don't know. Sometimes I mean, if you know, basically
Yeah.
type thing. One of the when I was asking you about sushi, shout out to Jimmy because he's not that far away from here. From right by Slackers on Medical, Minchas.
Mhm.
Is that how you say it?
No.
Minchas? Yeah. So Jimmy,
really good, too.
He's
The
phenomenal.
Chinese food place?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're
he-
good.
The Jimmy, I go to him. I've been going to him for the past like 10 plus years, maybe longer than that. And I never order from the menu. I just tell him, Jimmy, make what you want to make.
Hook it
just
up.
no cream cheese. And he's like, all right. And always just
You don't like cream cheese?
not on my sushi. For some reason, not on sushi.
Okay, that's a wrap, guys.
I know.
And we're done.
You like cream cheese on your sushi?
I do.
Yeah?
I like, but I used to do that too. Tino would like look over and just make me something. He's like, and he would look who I'm with. And he would just like, he knows my wife doesn't like spicy, so he'll do like half spicy, and he just make it up. Just go for it. I don't like things fried. I don't like sushi fried, so he knows not to fry
Okay,
it
see?
and stuff like that. So, I think San Antonio has a bunch of hidden gems like that, little places that you go and you really enjoy. And there's I think there's a ton of them here.
Now, you being, the owner, chef, and being here, do you build the relationships, with your clients too, as well, so that when they come in here, they feel more welcoming? Like, oh, Caesar's here.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna like right now. When there was a gentleman that was leaving, and he was like, "Oh, you gotta tell Caesar I said hi." And I was like, "Okay, I will." And then, luckily you were walking in while he was leaving. But how does that make you feel, knowing that you have just your regulars, just like so happy to see you? You know what I mean?
Well, he was actually my professor at UTSA.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and then he started coming. He lives right over here, so we've catered some parties at his house, and he always comes over here and hangs out. So, man, I think that's everything. Like, the people don't come here unless that relationship exists. Your staff stays with you because of relationships. Your regulars come in, you know their name, you know their drink, you know what's going on. So Brunner, like, he's been coming here forever, but we had a relationship before that. And I think end of the day, like, San Antonio is big, but it's small enough to have those relationships. It's small enough to know your area, know what you're bringing to the table, and to see them come in and so support you is amazing. Like that's the coolest thing ever, is to have that kind of love. And it's awesome.
I think no matter what you do, no matter what kind of scene or business or whatever it is, networking is key in building those relationships and maintaining those relationships. We talk about that a lot on this show, so it's nice to hear it coming from a restaurant perspective.
Straight up, man. And it's like it's very real. Like I don't think hospitality it'll never go away. You'll never not want to hear your name. You know, they'll never want, hey, Caesar. Like, there's nothing more special than that. So someone comes in, you know, even if you don't know their name, you know their drink, you know their table, you know how, and we're lucky to be in an industry where we do spend about an hour with them. That's kind of interesting, right? Where we make their food for them, we make their drink for them, we really cater a birthday, whatever it is, and they come here for special occasions. They chose us. Thousands of restaurants they chose us. So I think every time they come in, we won. So that's important to not forget that, you know, because it does get a numbers game after a while. It gets, you know, but people aren't numbers, man. People are people. So I think remembering that and saying, hey, and everybody comes in here, thank them, because it's a huge thing that they came here. So can't forget that, man. It's
priceless.
I think, yeah, it is. It's
very priceless.
Cheers. It's a great example, right? Where everyone knows your name. You know, that's a special thing.
Man, you made me feel old right now. Sheesh.
I know, right? Cheers.
That was my shit when I was
to
little.
that Cheers over there. They the bar in Boston. Yeah. It was cool. So, but it's true. I don't think that'll ever go away. I don't think that feeling of community will ever go away. So
That's awesome.
That is amazing. I do like that. You know, it's been an amazing show. We do appreciate all the love and support from everyone tuning in. We're going to be replaying this all week long, so that if you're not watching it right now, you're going to watch it all week. Also, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because you'll see every single episode since day one. This is episode 131.
Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah, and
That's
over
awesome.
2.5 years
2.5
doing
years.
this. It's been amazing, because, you know, having, you know, as you as a chef Caesar in here, you know, hopefully we'll continue to have you, especially doing some cooking.
Yes, that's what I want
you
to
have
do.
to find the right setup that
I wanna do
really
the
works for it. That'd be
cooking.
really cool.
It
No,
was.
it's
you
fun.
know,
Just let me
It's
like
fun.
salt. How does he do it? The little
salt bag.
Salt bag. Let me just salt some.
Now, you know, if someone's trying to open up a restaurant or wanting to get into cooking, what is a piece of advice that you would give to them, to where they can, you know, take from you?
Man, I don't know if you know my path, but UTSA, this is what I wanted. High school, I wanted to open a club, right? Because I wanted to club and be stupid. But then, like, reality hits, right? So afterwards, after UTSA, I really sought out people to work for. Like, I went and worked for Lisa Wong and Bruce Auden, which Lisa owns Rosario's, Bruce owns Bigo and the Banks. They were collabing to make Asanar. And so I sought that out, even though everybody told me, like, no, he's crazy, she's a bitch. The people told me that. I was like, no, I want to work for those people. She's very successful. And then after that, I went to Cappy's, and Cappy, so many people told me not to work for him, and not
I
that
remember
he's
that
mean and
place.
he's this and that, and he treats people like, man, it was a 12-year, and I saw Lisa Wong and Bruce as my masters, because there's really no restaurant owner school, right? There's not. You don't go to school. And so I had to learn, and I think you have to work for people. You have to be real with yourself and work. You know, Cappy's owned 39 restaurants. There's a reason he's successful. So even though it was really hard, he's not the easiest person to work for, but really pick who you work for. Like, be strategic about it. It's like, I'm going to work for him. And it was longer than I thought. 12 years was longer than I thought. But I felt like after I put myself through, I thought Cappy's and that experience was my master. It was my PhD in restaurants. This guy's done everything. I learned everything through him. Front of the house, back of the house. I was ready to open this. But you have to realize it took me 19 years. It wasn't.
But that's amazing, and
Yeah.
this is incredible, because people think that it's like an overnight success,
Yeah.
and it's not. You know, and for you to share that 19 plus years. So how long has Sangria been open for?
The 16th will be 5 years.
5 years
5
already?
years of this month?
Yeah.
Damn. I came when it first opened. I didn't realize it's been 5 years, though. That's crazy. Congrats.
It is. It's amazing.
That's
Congratulations.
awesome.
I know,
Thank you.
right?
And through everything we've been through, and but it took all those steps. It took all those steps to you know, even though I thought at the moment I'm ready, like, I'm so glad I didn't. I'm so glad I waited till I had a lot of experience.
That's
and
really good
knowledge.
advice to give
Yeah.
to someone that wants to open up a restaurant.
And read books. Cappy told me to read so many books throughout our time together. The last 2 years, I was like, oh shit, I better read this book. And then how to win friends and influence people. All the business books that just were pivotal in making me who I am. And I still read. I read a book every 2 weeks. Like I addicted to. I'm just really like, I want to seek knowledge. It can be any kind of book, but I really love restaurant books, obviously, but just leadership and business books. And I think if you don't, like, you're really missing out on what it takes to formulate these relationships and talk to people. And starting Happy's, I had to culture up real quick because it was just another, working at Animal Heights, and Ed Whitaker, the Butts. You're talking about you're rubbing elbows with some people that are educated and smart. You better fake it till you make it, and start reading some books. And that's what I had to do. I was like, man, I need to get, I need to be more educated. So, and college was one thing, but reading became a huge part of what I do.
I love that you say that because I love reading myself. I did not like reading at all in high school and middle school, but now transitioning my lifestyle, listening to the audio tapes, listening to motivational things, reading, taking time to write, it just changes everything. I really do think so.
It's huge.
And to hear from you is just amazing because it makes, and I hope the viewers take this because these are the things that I feel that if someone wants to see success or try to, make their dreams come true, they're hearing real stories, and the transparency behind it too as well. So again, everyone, y'all got to make sure to come check out Sangria on the Burg.
What's the address?
5115 Fredericksburg Road.
Right there. Right here, guys.
On the
Right
Burg.
here. Right here.
It's not on the cock. It's on the Burg.
I was about to say that. I was gonna let it go.
Now you're going to open up a place on Babcock.
Probably have to at
He's
this
like, I'm going
point.
to have to now.
Yeah.
Or make a shirt.
I just want some credit.
New location.
I want some credit.
Yeah, I want $1 per shirt sale.
10%. That's it.
Just give me a tab. I'll be cool with the tab.
Who came up with the cock? Oh, that Boogie.
She's at the bar,
Yes.
like she has a tab. I can't stop her.
This weekend, do we have anything?
This
going on this
weekend, we don't have any. I don't have anything going on this weekend. So just Hotel Discotheque on Saturday night. This whole week, we're gonna be actually working on the second annual San Antonio Brunch Festival. So everyone that's tuning in, we're gonna announce the winner tomorrow morning. So make sure to tune in. Make sure to like, comment, and share. Tag your brunch squad below. We're going to give out 2 free VIP tickets. We have 16 brunch restaurants participating in this event, September 25th, held inside, outside, because it's an outside venue, Smoke Barbecue Sky Bar. And Sangria is going to be part of it. They're going to be, he said, he already called it out. He's going to win first and second.
Yeah.
Dang, he's already calling them out, man. So you got to make sure to tune in all week long. Also, make sure to follow the pages. Come check it out. That's what we're working on this whole week. Just continuously. I think tomorrow, because you're going to be here tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to have our videographers come in here and get some B-roll and stuff like that for the brunch, okay? So we're excited for that. I am. I mean, a lot of food to eat.
I'm going to be in there doing my happy dance the whole
Happy
time.
dance
Everywhere
all
you
day
see me,
long.
I'm like, yes.
Yeah, and just let me share this. We have DJ Mystic, DJ E Flat, and Finding Friday for live performances and music with them.
Nice.
Double R is not going to be able to attend, but he got sick. So prayers to Double R. So,
Do you have anything going on this weekend?
Just be here.
Brunch.
Just come see
Make
him.
reservations, people. Come
Oh,
on.
they can make reservations?
Absolutely.
I didn't know that. You online or call in? Or?
Online on Yelp, call in.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, it gets
Good
busy.
to
It's
know.
a
Yeah,
small
I've been here
place.
before when it gets busy.
It fills up real fast, and
it's one of my favorite. I'm not just saying it because you're on here. I've always,
Appreciate you.
before
it's really
even
good.
meeting you, I was already coming in here and eating.
Thank you.
So it's really absolutely, people, I'm not just saying it, just say it. It's absolutely one of my favorite brunch spots. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep, it show is.
Honestly, 5 years later, to tell people to make reservations is kind of crazy to me. Like, I feel like we're still young in the game, but it's kind of neat to. I don't know. That's weird. Like people like tell my friends and family, like, hey man, please make reservations. I can't get you in. Like
That's good to know. I didn't know that
that's
y'all
a strange
take
thing.
them.
That's interesting to have that. For that to be a thing, it's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, no, that's really good to know. I did not know that y'all do that here, and I've been here when it's busy as fuck. So, and I know there's a wait. So, noted. Make reservations, guys.
I can't get you in.
Sorry. Don't text me.
I can't make tables.
It's
Social
like
media?
an owner at the bar. Like, don't be texting me while you in line. I can't get you in.
Yeah, I know, right?
Really quick though, I do want to for my weekend. I just have to show some love because it's actually Malik. Those of y'all that know me know Malik. He passed away in April, and it's his birthday. September 11th is actually this weekend.
That is right.
And it's his birthday on September 11th on Saturday. So we're going to be at Babcock Social on Sunday. Shout out to the Eagles. He was an Eagles fan, so the Eagles Club, they are doing I guess it's their first game of the season. So they're doing a thing for him at Babcock Social on Sunday. So we'll be out there at Babcock Social Sunday watching the Eagles game and just showing a bunch of love to Malik.
Awesome.
So if you knew Malik personally, please come on out there. I'd love to see you there.
And you know, it's just so crazy how many people we have lost this past
Surge,
year.
too.
Surge, those that know Surge, he was a good friend of mine. Passed away tonight. They're doing something in honor of him at Prevot. And then tomorrow's his funeral services. Passed away at a young age. It's just sad to see our friends go away, and it's just sad. So prayers to Serge, your close friends, your family, your brothers, everyone that loves you. He was well known in San Antonio. Same thing with Malik. I mean, these two guys were they had a diverse collect of different friends, you know, and they were just there and good energy and always, you know, taking care of other people. And I don't know, it's just sad to do that.
Very sad thing that came out of COVID. A lot of people passing away, but prayers out to everybody out there, everyone that's lost a loved one. Yeah. But what are we doing on social media?
Social media.
Okay. What are your social media pages so they can hit you up trying to
Very
get some
simple.
shit?
Slide in those DMs.
Yes, Sangria on the Burg on both of them. No spaces. It's Burg, B-U-R-G. So Sangria on the Burg.
Burg.
On Instagram, Facebook. Both
Burg.
That's it. Very simple. That's all. I mean, we try to keep up. We keep our pictures going. Like, we create a lot of food, and that's fun because we get pictures coming out nonstop. And I guess say, like, people that do it for us, I love that. It's amazing.
Nice.
People taking really beautiful pictures, and you know they're loving the food, and you know they're out here saying that they're here. So thank you. Followers are awesome, and all your content's amazing. So
You make me feel better because I'm always one of those people that, like, before I eat, my friends and I are, like, doing a photo shoot, and then people are, like, looking at us weird, but I'm like, that's how you know it's good food. It looks really good. I want to post it somewhere. So I
was
feel
in
better
Boston,
about doing that now.
somebody was saying something, and I was taking a picture of the food, and the guy, I don't know. I mean, they're pretty. They say whatever they want, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, look at that picture. That's like I could sell that. Like, it's that good. And he kind of just looked at me. But I do that all the time too.
I do it all the time
Okay.
too. Before I
No, I see you.
Yeah,
I see your
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It's you know it's a way to show love to who you love, like who you care for,
Mhm.
and you want people to know where you are at, and it really helps us. It helps us so much, and you know that's the power of social media, right? Where are you? What did you like? Why do you go there? And then hopefully one friend sees it and says, "Hey, where is that? It looks great." And so honestly, that was my only marketing. That's all I had. I got really good at it really quick because that's desperation. That's all I had. Right? I didn't have any. We opened up with a super tight budget, 3 months behind schedule, and yeah, you have to. Social media became my friend. So
I feel better about doing it now.
no, do it.
do it. Keep on doing it.
What's your social
You
media?
can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, official MikeAnthony.Torres. Late Nights TV for our Instagram page. Facebook, obviously, you're watching. Hopefully, you continuously to tune in because we have incredible show throughout the whole month of September. And also on Facebook, Mike Anthony Torres. But I do want to say next week we have 2 new special guests.
We have Play and DJ Wildstyle.
Okay, and then the next Monday we have John Vale with Alamo Biscuit Company.
Nice.
So, and that's going to kind of lead up into the whole second annual San Antonio Brunch Festival. That's why we wanted you to be on here too as well. So it's great to have 2 brunch restaurants
Hell yeah.
to be on the show. So this is amazing.
It's good for me too because I get to eat more.
So thank you for
Absolutely.
allowing us to be here. Thank you for serving us. It's
For sure.
really delicious. And
Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. This skirt steak, fajitas, all of it is amazing. Please make sure you come check it out. Sangria on the Burg right here on Fredericksburg, guys. Come on out. If you want me to have brunch with you, please slide in my DMs. I'll be here. No questions asked. But once again, guys, it is Late Nights with All Access. You can catch us every Monday night, except for this week because power outages and stuff yesterday. But other than that, you can catch us every Monday night at 10:30 p.m. right here on Facebook, guys. I am Natalie Charlene on Facebook, Nat Boogie, no E, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Holla at me. Thank you so much, Caesar, for being on the show. We appreciate it. Thank you for making this amazing food. We'll definitely be back.
On 5 years,
yes,
too.
Crazy,
congrats.
right?
Congrats. That is a big deal. Guys, please continue to check us out, Mike Anthony and myself. We'll see y'all next Monday. Y'all have a good night, guys. Peace.
I got all these diamonds dancing on my neck. You clap it the best, got me so impressed. All these diamonds, they look like baguettes. I pull up on next, I got it the best, yeah. Just hop in the ghost now, you driving the ball now. You wanna go high? Tell me, you with the goal, you in the jungle, we slicing their throats. Who want the smoke? I'll let it go.